Hey guys, it's me Ram here, and do you all remember this guy? Yeah, of course you all do. He's Maciej Czapiewski, the current 2x2 world record single holder with 0.49 seconds. But did you guys also know he held the 2x2 world record average of 1.35 seconds at 1.2? I'll be honest with you guys, this world record has got to be one of my favorite 2x2 world records of all time. Everything about this record was just so perfect. The turning was incredible, the solutions were simple yet effective, and overall the backstory behind this record was also so inspiring overall. And I realized that on YouTube there aren't really any reconstructions of this 2x2 world record average, therefore I decided to go ahead and reconstruct this underrated record. The cube Maciej used at the time for the world record was the original WeiPo without magnets, and the cube I'm using for these reconstructions is the GAN 251M Pro looped with Vortex on the core. With that being said, let's get right into the backstory. If you want to buy this cube or any other speed cube, be sure to get it at Speedcube shop and use the discount code RAM for 5% off your order, as well as the shoutout at the end of my latest video. So before this record, Maciej had pretty much achieved everything he wanted in cubing. He had the world record single, a European record average, and even a European champion title. However, the one thing missing from his profile was the world record average, and he was really determined to get it. If you guys want a more detailed look at Maciej's journey, I'll link my video right here. However, pretty much this explains why Maciej quit cubing right after getting this world record. He had pretty much achieved everything he wanted in cubing. Anyway, with this backstory in mind, let's go ahead and get right into the reconstructions. Alright, so here's the first scramble, and as you guys can see right here, it looks like there are a lot of options here. However, none of them are really that great besides white, which is what Maciej did. So as you guys can see right here, on white we have two moves into this pretty good EG1. However, the problem is the bar is on the right and we usually want the bar to end up in the back. So what Maciej did, which was a smart thing to do, he held it from this angle and did R prime F prime to solve the white face, and then went right into this EG1 algorithm with a UAUF. The time on this solve was a 1.25, which is obviously a great start because the world record average at the time was 1.42 seconds, and having a start like that is always nice. Alright, so here's the second scramble, and as you guys can see right here, there does seem to be a pretty obvious solution. If you insert this green corner like this, you end up with this really good EG1 case. However, the execution of this solve still blows me away to this day. It's really impressive. So as you guys can see right here, the problem with this is that the bar ends up in the front and we want the bar to end up in the back. So what Maciej does for this is he inserts the piece like this and then cancels right into the EG1 like this and finishes with a U2AUF. The time on this is 1.14 seconds, which is absolutely insane for this scramble, and overall he had a counting 1.25 now, which obviously set him on pace for the WR. Alright, so here's scramble 3, and honestly Maciej does such a smart solution for this. So what I would probably do here is just these two moves into this alright EG1 case. However, what Maciej does is incredibly smart. As you guys can see right here, we have these two yellow pieces here. So what you can do is F prime, L prime, U2L, and get this really good EG1 case with no AUF. So what this solution looked like was this, and then he didn't really cancel, he just did this. However, it was still executed in 1.31 seconds, which is incredible because he now has a counting 1.25 and counting 1.31. Now with cancellations, Maciej's solution could have looked something like this. However, honestly, this is a bit too risky in my opinion, and Maciej did the smart thing because he was on pace for a WR after all. Alright then, so here's scramble 4, and at this point Maciej is probably feeling the pressure because he needs a 1.71 or better on either of the last two solves to tie the world record. Honestly speaking, this is the only scramble for which the solution he did was honestly not that great, and I do find a better solution which I will show afterwards, but anyway, let's go over what Maciej did first. So as you guys can see right here, we have this yellow bar. He basically matched up this piece right here and then did R prime F2 R to solve the yellow face, and then he rotated, did a U2 simultaneously or something, then he did this EG1 algorithm with a U prime AUF. The time on this solve was too flat, which is obviously not ideal. It wouldn't have given him WR average, and here's a better solution I spot on blue right here. What you can do is R prime F to build this, R2 U R2 to finish off the layer, and then you're just left with this CLL with no AUF. But anyway, you cannot think too much about the past when you still have one more shot at breaking the world record, and let's check out what Maciej did for the last solve. Alright, so here's the last scramble and just look at this. This is one of the nicest scrambles to get, especially when you have a shot at a world record. It's not like a joke scramble or anything where you'd get nervous, but at the same time it's not a bad scramble at all, and it's very easy to execute, especially if you did Maciej's solution here. So as you guys can see right here, we have a 5-move blue layer. You can solve it by inserting this into the back first and then doing a U, inserting this piece, and then you're left with this extremely easy CLL case which you can actually cancel into. You can just go into it like this. It's just sexy sledge, U to a UF, and then you're done. Maciej got a 1.50 on this last solve, which secured him the 1.35 world record average, which also concluded his cubing journey. So that's pretty much it for my reconstruction on my favorite 2x2 world record ever. Thanks a lot for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed, and Maciej, if you're watching this, thank you so much for making the 2x2 community as great as it is today. Goodbye.